Hey pumpkins. So here we have our answer key video for last week's check-in, for the week 5 check-in. So far it looks like many of you did really well on this, but just to review for those of you who are having a hard time, the first question says find the area of the circle above. This is a reminder that our formula to find the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared, right? So if our diameter, the distance across the circle, is 6.2 feet, our radius is going to be half of that, will be 3.1. So we're going to do pi times 3.1 squared. And I'm going to go ahead and use a calculator. 3.1 times 3.1, which is the same as 3.1 squared. So we're going to do pi times 9.61. So it'll be 9.61 times 3.14, and I get 30.175. That 5 tells me to round that guy up, right? So my answer here is 30.18 feet squared. So pi r squared is how we find the area of a circle. The circumference, right, which is, think about it like the perimeter. It's that distance around the circle. We're going to find that by doing 2 times pi times the radius. So 3.14, which is pi, times 2 is 6.28 times, and again, our radius is half of the diameter, so that is 3.1. So 6.28 times 3.1 equals 19.468. That 8 right there, because it is 5 or more, right, tells me to round this guy up. So this becomes 19.47 feet, right? And we're not going to square or cube because it's just the distance around, okay? Awesome. Cruising along. Use this triangular prism to answer the question below. What is the volume of the above triangular prism? And remember, with any right prism, and this is still a right prism because we've got this right angle right here, we are going to find the area of the base, times the height. So the area of our base is going to be, sorry, I'm thinking for a second. We're going to use this as our base because it is a triangular prism. So we're going to do 11 times 12, right? Which is 11 times 12 is 132. But because it is a triangle, we got to cut that in half, right? We're going to take half of it. So we could multiply it by 1/2 or simply divide by 2. So if we divide by 2, we get 66. So our area of the base is 66, and then times our height. If this is our base, this is our height. 66 times 11 equals 726. And then we are talking about the volume. Oh, look at Mrs. Ritter making an error. This should be cubed. So 726 inches cubed. So that was my bad. I'm kind of surprised I haven't heard from any of you about that one. So 726 inches cubed, not squared, but all of those are squared. So, you know, I made the mistake across the board. Okay, moving along. The polygon below is the base of a right prism whose height is 8 centimeters. So imagine, and I am like not going to be the best at this right now, but imagine, zoop, 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 that this looked good. Right, that's kind of what we're talking about. So we would have our base that's down here. We also have our identical base, which would be the top, which is up there. And then these are our walls. Does that, I don't know, maybe that just made it way worse. I'm not sure. We'll just We'll just pretend like that didn't happen. All right, here we go. Find the surface area of the octagonal prism below. And I didn't specifically walk you through this, but you all know what the surface area is. So let's think about it. If the area of this base is 19.3, right? So we're going to have 19.3. That's the area of the bottom, which means it's also going to be the area of the top. So we're going to have that twice, 19.3. They tell us that the height is 8 centimeters. So imagine that this was a wall. It's a scary, scary wall. If our height is 8 centimeters, or sorry, 8 centimeters, we're going to find the area of that one wall by doing 2 times 8, which is 16, right? There are 8 walls to an octagon, right? Because it has 8 sides. So what 16 times 8, 16 times 8 equals 128. So far the surface areas of just the walls are 128 square centimeters. And then we also have to add that 19.3 twice for the top and bottom. So 128 plus 19.3 plus 19.3, and we get 166.6 square centimeters because we are finding the surface area. So that is our surface area, right? We got to find the area of each wall. Again, I'm just making it worse. God, that's scary. And then I'll also add in the area of our bases, the top and the bottom. Now the volume of this octagonal prism, again, any right prism, we are going to find, or just take the area of the base, which in this case I gave you, which is 19.3, and multiply it by the height. And they tell you that in the directions here, right? 8 centimeters. So 19.3 times 8. And if we do that, 19.3 times 8, we get 154.4 cubic centimeters. I didn't mess up on this one. So there we go. So y'all, I hope that that was helpful. I know that this is a really crazy way to be doing math class, and I really appreciate all of your hard work and effort. Let me know if you have any more questions.